Americans are always complaining about racism, racism, racism. Stop talking about racism and the racism won't be there.
You have something else to say?
Do you want to say something? I think this is a good topic, like if we had this.
Hi, my name is Queen RENEE and I am from Nigeria.
우간다 아니고 와칸다도 아니고 르완다에서 온 모세입니다.
제가 미국에서 온 트루디라고 합니다.
미국 사람이에요. 베카람 아니면 헌터이라고 해요.
African과 African American의 생각을 한번 들어보는.
Solo play, okay.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Can I go first?
Of course.
Yeah.
Nationality can be helpful if you're from the US because I had some personal experience when I met with some friends. I tried to mix and see the reaction. And every time I say I'm from Rwanda, they're interested, but they don't know much or they are not aware of Rwanda. But sometimes I try to pretend I'm from the US and they are so excited, they want to talk, they want to, I don't know, open the conversation, they're excited. So I think maybe it can help.
For me, thinking about it from an African point of view, like you just said, if you think about it from an American point of view, everyone knows America. There's something that you can talk about: sports, food, travel, something. There's a connection that a lot of Korean people have with America versus specific countries in Africa. They can't name them or they don't really know where to enter into a conversation. So I think that's why I chose X. It's just the relatability is a little bit more difficult.
I think to counteract that, I chose O because we're in a homogenous country. A lot of Korea is homogenous.
Stop it. Stop it.
Almost everybody is Korean except for the foreign
Like
population.
2%
Yeah.
is not Korean.
You know, and so
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, we're living here.
but I think it's important for Koreans to know the variety and the diversity within the Black community. I think from an African person perspective, there's kind of like a stigma of pictures and stuff. Oh, Africa's poor. There's this kind of these different images and pictures that have been in textbooks that are painting the wrong picture. So I think it's important to have some kind of nationalism.
I love the way that you're thinking about it because you're thinking about it as where we can go moving forward. I think for me, I limited my mindset because I thought, okay, up until now, 지금까지, up until now, how are people thinking? And just the experiences I've heard from my friends from different countries in Africa, that's how they felt is there's no relation. It's hard to really initiate any sort of conversation. But I love that and I'm gonna start using that.
And if I add something, it's the way Africa is portrayed here in Korea is a way of we need help. But when you look at US, it's like a partnership thing. So one part is a partnership and one part is it's just helping or
They don't know,
yeah.
People in Africa are rich. They have more money than Americans. Y'all have more money than us.
If anything, I'm Nigerian. I think the reason why I chose X is because since I've been here, yes, they do assume that I'm American based on my English. But by the time I mention my nationality, maybe because of what Nigerians have done globally, football, music, and stuff like that. But I don't think here in Korea, people are really big on the different nationality. I think people are more big on all of us are Black. So they assume that we're all, yes, from the same place, except if you want to now break it down to, yes, America does have partnership with Korea. That is why America should come first in recognition of Black race.
That's an interesting point because as foreigners in Korea, we are all grouped together. No matter how we identify. And I think also just the foreigner umbrella goes for everyone. Yeah. White, brown, Black. We're all put under that same umbrella. So as a Black American, it feels a little good to me, if I'm honest. Of course I'm discriminated against, but at least I'm discriminated against on the same level as everyone else. Yeah. Versus in America, we're discriminated against because of the color of our skin.
Yeah.
And that's what sets us apart.
It says my nationality is helpful to me in Korea. Okay, but what about is my nationality helpful to me in Korea in the foreign community?
Ooh, okay. But then we get into whiteness. So
the thing I can say is I realized that when they are selecting teachers, they tend to not select English
From particular
yeah,
countries.
Yeah.
from African.
Like now, it's
yeah.
only South Africa.
Yeah.
Only
that's
South Africa
allowed.
is chosen,
Yeah.
especially under EPIC.
It has to do a lot with our government relationship, interrelationship with Koreans. South Africa has really done well with the Korean government, because now that I know that Nigeria has done quite a number for South Korea, hello, I should be getting certain benefits, with South Korea.
And I think it's up to like those Nigerians present in this country, whoever has the guts to go up in whatever platform they are, to educate and speak up about this and fight for that recognition. Hello.
She's right
That's
here.
what's up, girl.
She's right
You have
here.
the T-shirt, okay?
Pick that crown up.
How did you know, girl?
Let them know. Let the nationality be helpful.
Go back in our order? Okay.
In English, it sounds okay, but not in Korean.
Do you guys?
I don't know what an African would think about this.
I don't know.
그거 알죠?
In
근데
English, it looks
I feel
okay,
like an
but
African person would
yeah,
receive
in
it.
Korean, 흑형 and
아닌가?
누나, it's
I've heard it.
I've never heard this.
People have called it to me before.
누나 or 형. And if you are black,
I don't know what Africans would think about this. I don't know how they would. I don't think so. I think because we're all together.
Is it same as N-word?
No.
Are you talking about the word?
This is not the same
it's not
as.
same, but
What if I call you Hwangin oppa?
Yeah, like how do you feel?
Hwangin
Exactly.
oppa.
Like,
Here. Okay. Three, two, one.
Okay.
okay. To where though?
Okay, I'm going.
I will go there too.
Let's just all move together. TRUDI! TRUDI!
I don't know.
Now you have to defend it on your own.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
We'll have a good dialogue.
gonna debate. Are you ready?
Not sound rude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your ex.
I meant to be an O. Can we try this again?
Come on.
I got confused.
Okay.
So we're all together.
So, black bro or sis, it sounds not that bad in English, but in Korean when you say 흑형 and 흑 누나, why do you need to add 흑 before that? Because you don't add it if someone is from Europe or other race. Like, I understand where it's come from because they try or to say like 멋있어요 or
Yeah.
like you have your vibe, I like you, but it's just you don't need to add the skin tone in front of the word.
I think it's kind of like a separating word. Maybe the heart behind it is not derogatory, but it kind of puts us in a category that we're always associated with, like 멋있음, coolness. The black people have this kind of coolness that this people don't have or Koreans don't have. But like, why can't we share this coolness? Thank you for highlighting talents of this race, but like, it's not limited to this race because they have this 멋있는 image. Now the entertainment people, I think, kind of take on that and like, okay, 흑형, 흑 누나 그런 이미지를 원해가지고 let's put them in these clothes or this style or this concept, whatever this image of black bro and black sis in Korea. So I think it's kind of rude.
It's not necessary. Though, yes, we're a different race of people. Like I asked earlier, how would it feel if we say yellow brother or yellow sis? It would be looking weird. Why the hell do you need to recognize skin tone? And really, we're not black, we're actually brown, so.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is black.
This is black.
This is brown.
And you're not really yellow. I mean, you guys are pinkish, milky
They have
color,
a yellow
ice
tinge.
cream vanilla. Call me chocolate, I'll be okay. Say chocolate sister, what's up? I'm just messing with you.
You're more caramel.
Caramel?
Yes,
Yeah.
like a smooth toffee.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Talk to me.
Toffee sis. toffee oppa. That.
Yeah.
근데 이 한국에서만 이런 표현이 있어요.
다른 나라에 없는 거 같은데? Do you know?
I don't know.
And you know, another thing that really affects this thing is the Americans. I'm telling you, like, this wouldn't have been existed if not for the Americans, because really, what's the necessity of saying black bro, black sister? And even the word, pardon me, I think Americans are sensitive with it. In Africa, we're not sensitive with it. The word nigger is not a big deal for us.
Yeah, because it wasn't used as like a derogatory term. It was a colloquial term for
Yeah,
you all,
yeah.
like saying it amongst friends.
Yeah, Americans is a sensitive term,
Yeah,
you
'cause
know.
it was used against us, like to diminish. our
Yeah, to
value.
diminish, exactly. But if not, we were like, what's up, my nigga, you know? It's fun
Please
for
cut
us. One thing I've learned is that words have power when you give
Absolutely.
meaning to it. That's the truth. If you give meaning to it, even just the way yellow people see, they will feel insulted. I watched one film which shocked me, one Korean film, and I enjoyed the film. An Italian guy called him a yellow whatever. The Korean man bombed the whole just for being called yellow. So for me, I would never think of it. So we give power to words.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
experience is what can make or break words for us. Absolutely, and I agree with that.
Have you guys ever been called this before?
This,
Yes.
no, and it's also hard to explain this thinking about it from an African point of view, because it is something that, like, for me as an African American, as a Black American, it impacts me a lot more, because when we're put into the spotlight, it's often because of negative things, bad things.
Yeah.
And so for being in Korea now and being put into the spotlight, and it not being for something derogatory or bad, but it's also feeling kind of like I'm being stripped and everyone's looking at me and I'm naked. And I feel like there's a spotlight on me and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm expected to kind of perform in a certain way as a Black person. Yeah, I just want to be botong nuna. Like, I don't want to be Black nuna. I don't want to be Black oni. Like, I just want to be me.
Yeah.
So sad.
There is a racism against Black definitely in Korea.
3, 2, 1.
I should not be dancing.
Thinking about it from an African point of view. Are you in the middle? You gonna twerk on the fence now?
Wait. We have to think like
Yeah,
Americans.
you're thinking as Americans, we're thinking as Africans. Like
If
us.
you're thinking like us, as if you're acting like the African, be over here.
No, I'm over here. I have anecdotes.
Wait, well,
Well, defend us.
I will.
Go ahead, go twerk on
Actually-
the fence. Go ahead.
Welcome.
I do want to be over here. I want to be intellectually like stimulated.
Why did you go to ask?
Because maybe Africans have their own community, like in their own little bubble, that they don't need to interact with the Korean society in a way that would expose them to such racism. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, because
We're
I see
floating
them.
in the air. Like,
Yeah,
we don't give
like,
a damn.
yeah, like I see some, Afrobeat parties and stuff
What's
and
up?
everything, and like food. They have their own little households and everything. It's like a family and a
up?
community. It's the culture that brings them together, that is a hedge around those
Yep.
kind of social, those social outcasting issues. I've seen a lot of Africans here apply themselves very well in school, in business, in a way that kind of protects them from people seeing them in that way.
I like this chick right here.
Speak.
So,
You're too much.
Sorry.
if you say you're from the US and you say you're from Africa, I don't think they just discriminate like in a very harsh way or you don't get opportunity, but they tend to look you a little bit down compared to someone from the US. So, I mean, the part that if you're from the US, you will not be that discriminated.
Black Americans are in a bubble, you said?
No, I mean,
Not in a
like a bubble of foreigners.
Ah.
But when you say Black
So
American
Black
and
Americans
African,
don't feel discriminated against.
that's my choice. Like, they tend to,
Have entitlement?
no, you just look interesting, not superior, but you are a foreigner. We are in the same bubble as a foreigner, but if you are from the US, it's a little bit up compared to African bros.
I can see that. Thinking about it from a social stance or familial stance,
As an African.
as an African, I would absolutely be over there. The only reason I'm over here is solely because of business. A lot of Africans do come here to start their own business. Anecdotes that I've heard from friends or friends of friends is that it is harder to do that here. Like being able to get on the visa, get all the details, get all the information, and then also getting clientele. I've heard that it's more difficult here. I am all for the
That's
community
true.
building. Everything else is like top notch, and I would be over there.
That's
But
true.
in terms of making a living and raising your family,
There is a racism against blacks. And I'm as an American, not as an African. Why is it that there's always a reminder of slaverism with Americans? Black people especially. Why is it flugged? We're talking about 400 years ago. And because of it, Black Americans come out to other countries with that brainwash system, feeling that just because someone else has a different color or calls you a black sister or calls you the N-word, there's something wrong. Why? It's a brainwash system that has been programmed into the Black Americans. So when Americans come out or they want to talk about South Koreans, okay, take for example the mermaid film.
Okay, Little Mermaid.
Like, hello, what is there to have a black mermaid there? No, something is wrong. Americans are always complaining about racism, racism, racism. Stop talking about racism and the racism won't be there. The mindset is from America to come into South Korea, to come into an Asian country. Why is it different for, I'm wearing the shoes of an American. As an American, I will promote there is racism, whether anyone likes it or not. But as an African, I don't recognize that. I just watch the media about the topic. And since I've been here, I haven't really, in fact, when I look at Koreans, when they look at me, what I see is their curiosity rather. I'm used to seeing whites, but I'm not used to seeing blacks. It's a curiosity. So they would definitely want to touch their hair. They would definitely want to look at us differently. It's our duty to educate them of our race, of who we are. And that's what I've been doing as an African person. But as a black person, the first thing I'm thinking about is my American passport. And second, racism does exist.
You have something else to say?
Do you want to say something? I think this is a good topic, like if we had this.
No.
Like, no, it's not pretty nice to live in. Yes, it is pretty nice to live in.
That's 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as American, Black American, I have a sister in US. She's American, and when she traveled here, the process was smooth. So I was like, a little bit envy. I had to pass through some process, which is way harder than if you have an American passport. So that's why I think on that side can be okay to travel here. And also, it's quite not bad.
As an African, this goes hand in hand with an earlier question centered around the racism, like feeling comfortable living here. I know from an African perspective, racism is not really a thing, a source of concern for me, but being able to have a family comfortably here, being able, if you're able to speak the language, like being able to live very comfortably here, being able to have a business here, I think it would feel as though it's similar to being back at home. And also having the community here, having resources here, having access to a lot of different things that you can get to very quickly because South Korea is so small. Thinking from an African perspective.
And Korea is very convenient.
Yeah. As an African person's perspective, I think Korea is a wonderful country to live in.
Just smile. I feel like you're really in the moment.
Because, like I said earlier, African community here, it's easy to have that kind of support together. Like I said, I've seen like there's African households and like even in Itaewon, like, you know, there's a place that sells African food and there's braiding and stuff. Like you have everything that you need. That's what I really appreciate about Korea and that it's nice to live here. Like the arts and like entertainment in that area, like I said, there's an African festival tomorrow. There's places here in Korea that centers and stuff that celebrate and practice African dance and drumming. Like there's those things here that give a opportunity for Africans to like bring their culture and language to like educate Koreans who are interested in that. And like it can be a cute little bridge. And I think that's so beautiful.
It's pretty nice to live for blacks. As an American, there's still room for more benefits. For Africans, there's lack of benefit when it comes to visas and residencies and stuff. There should be more room to accommodate for other countries other than Americans. As an American, and I'm thinking it's a very lovely country, but I think we don't have enough. We're just, our population of black people in South Korea is really low. If you're saying in socializing and living here, it is very, very much comfortable as an American because first, safety. Safety is, it's really good here. In America, by the way, I grew up in Chicago. In America, the gun control is really bad. It's a lot of death rates, you know. As an American, I can say it's very comfortable, it's safe. I can walk out 3 a.m. in the night knowing that to a degree, nothing would happen to me. Yeah.
I'm always excited for opportunities to connect with other Black people that are living like very comfortably in Korea. Like all of you seem very stable, what their experiences were before coming to Korea and also how their experience in Korea has shaped who they are as people. Even to think from a mindset that's different than my own, I think it was really refreshing.
We think differently, but it was really nice to get out of like our own shoes and then kind of challenge ourselves against our own thought, but then against each other. And I hope that, the people watching this will also start dialogues within their own communities about the things talked to today. It's important.